And we got a new team to talk about here with the new regime, Pete.
Yep, North Carolina, Bill Belichick not wasting any time here as offers are going out to playmakers at the running back position. And they offered a couple of them, So Malachi Hosley, a Penn transfer, no stars out of high school, out of the Columbus, Georgia area. He's one of the guys that they've offered and will be visiting very soon here. And then AJ Turner, who we actually spoke about a couple days ago on the show, from Marshall. By the numbers, yards per carry leader in the country this season. A big play back. And right away here, Bill Belichick loves his running backs. Was one of the originators, I feel like, in the NFL of using 3 to 4 different backs, not really having that feature primary running back. So interesting to take a look at each of these guys individually.
It's certainly a lot of talent to replace with Omari and Hampton moving on to the NFL. Probably the best running back in the country behind Ashton Jeanty. Certainly one of the most productive running backs in the country. So, starting with Malachi Hosley, as you pull up his film, Pete, from Columbus, Georgia. There's the graphic there. From Columbus, Georgia, Northside High School. No star player, goes to Penn. Obviously, his academics are off the charts. He was a Jerry Rice Award finalist, meaning the best freshman in the FCS. You saw Cam Ward from the University of Miami win that award a couple years ago. So the finalist for that, first team All-Ivy, Ivy Rookie of the Year. 2-year stats, 1,915 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, 16 touchdowns. Also caught the ball a little bit, 34 catches, 305 yards, 1 touchdown. And he's going on a world tour here. When he talk about the visit list for Malachi Hosley, he's finishing up an official visit to Syracuse right now. Then he's going to fly to Atlanta for a 2-day official with Georgia Tech, then Virginia. Then he's going to go to Cincinnati, then to Virginia Tech. And then finally, he goes to visit Bill Belichick and Mike Lombardi December 20th to 21st in Chapel Hill. So a lot of teams interested in this player who's an emerging player. Now, AJ Turner from Marshall, another interesting guy from the Virginia area, from the Hampton, Virginia, the Tidewater area, which is an area that Michael Lombardi specified. We want to recruit Tidewater. We want to be better in this area. First interview he gave, that was one of the first things that Michael Lombardi, who's handling personnel with Belichick, said. So no surprise they go to the Tidewater area for a guy like AJ Turner. This is a 6', 195, 864 yards, 6 touchdowns, 80-yard touchdown against Georgia State this year. So the explosiveness is clear. 8.3 yards per carry, number 1 in college football, second team all conference. He's got 2 years of eligibility remaining. But yeah, this explosiveness, I think, this is high school right now, but you've seen it translate to college with that 8.3 yard per carry. Something that North Carolina needs when you replace as much talent as they are doing with that one player, Omari and Hampton. You need guys that can manufacture yards, and this is one of them right here. The straight line speed, the proven college production. You talk about Malachi Hosley from FCS. There's a G5 player looking to make the move up. Marshall had a great season this year. AJ was a big part of that.
And talking about Mike Lombardi, who's going to be the general manager there at North Carolina with Bill Belichick, he had a really interesting clip and story here from 3 years ago. So this clip right here is from 3 years ago on Charlie Holmes' podcast, Football School, where, listen, I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to play the clip here, but essentially he speaks into existence where we are today. And again, he's going to be the new general manager here for North Carolina with Bill Belichick.
Going back, I think it was 92, something like that. Belichick and I were working in Cleveland, and it was miserable, right? It was horrible. The weather was cold, and we're getting ready to. And this is when we were on beta camp tape, so we weren't on digital video. So we're like, let's just go to Chapel Hill, and we'll bunker down there. We can go see Duke, So we go down there with our tape machines and rent a couple suites at the Chapel Hill Inn, and we start watching football, all the football from North Carolina State, all that. And we just basically work on the draft right there. We set up like a Southern office down there. And so what I used to call North Carolina, a desk and a phone school. So all you needed was a desk with a phone on it, and you were going to get kids to come there, right? And I don't want to hear this bullshit. Well, they're a basketball school. There's no such thing as basketball-only schools. If you're the recruiting coordinator of North Carolina, you put your card. You can beat anybody. Who can't you beat? Like Alabama? Why can't we beat Alabama for a kid? Why can't we beat anybody in the Southeast Conference for kids? Look, this is a program that should be in the top 10 every year.
And when
I'm an ambassador to the program. I should be selling the program. Give me that.
Let's get you on staff.
Give me the desk and the phone. I would be the recruiting coordinator. If they'd offered me that job, I'd leave all these jobs I'd have. I'd go do that one.
Well, he was not lying. He indeed was offered the job, and he's leaving all his media responsibilities, and he's going to be the general manager there. To me, that clip is crazy, D, because you hear the stuff about Belichick and how his father coached there. You see the picture of him from when he was very young in the stadium there in North Carolina. So I think obviously the NFL background, there's an adjustment to be made there with the way the college game is. But the fact that there's so much behind this in terms of the energy it seems like these guys are bringing to this job makes things very interesting to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like Deion, but different, right? It's just, you want to see how it unfolds, how it happens, how this alternative method of team building comes to pass. Obviously, Deion took a team that was the worst in college football, now a 9-win team knocking on 10 wins here. So Deion did it successfully, certainly in the short term. We'll see what happens with Coach Belichick, but he's going to need talent, and clearly the running back position, losing a Marion Hampton, has been identified as one that UNC wants to revamp in a quick fashion.